We're live. Thanks for tuning in, folks. So this is your host, Mike Lafferty, here on the BAMF podcast, and this is a quick and fun trailer reaction video. I'm here with Jacob, Walt, and Aid. How you guys doing?
I believe we are all well.
Yes.
Jacob speaks for everyone. All right.
Yes.
So we're going to go straight into X-Men. New Mutants trailer 2 dropped 3 days ago, and let's... You guys hear that?
Yep.
Spooky.
What's the last thing you remember, Danny?
Blood.
You said we had to run.
That's like right out of the Frighteners.
Oh, yeah.
And there's Firestarter.
Mm.
The reason you survived
Nightmare on Elm Street.
is you're a very uncommon girl. You're not alone.
It's not a creepy statue.
Not anymore.
There's something about that actress's voice. I could listen to her read a grocery list.
Would anyone like to share their first time? Rain?
I was 13. I thought it was a dream. I just lost control.
She looks so young.
Started panicking. People got hurt.
Roberto?
My girlfriend had burned her.
Ileana?
I killed 18 men.
Oh God,
One
I'm so
by
stoked for Magic.
Oh, yeah. Such
She's
an
so-
underrated character.
Right? She's so creepy in the comics.
It's a cage. It's important we find out your power so we can help you get better.
I saw something. I don't think she wanted me to see.
That's a nice effect.
I don't think we're here to get better.
This place takes your greatest fear and makes you live through it until it kills you.
Who's there? We can get out of this.
Yeah, children and creaking doors. Oh yes! I was kind of happy that they didn't go with the giant, like, Final Fantasy sword that she's wielding in the comics right now.
I don't know. I always preferred the size appropriate sword.
While it really works in the comics, it really looks nice in the comics. For something like this, I think it would just be kind of goofy.
Hmm.
What do you think, Aid?
First thing I thought, what struck me more than anything else, I forget Ileana's got a Russian accent. Completely. As soon as she speaks in Russian, you think, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It's such a weird, but yeah, I mean, it's a weird one. Because it's like, okay, this is obviously not Xavier's school. This is obviously something odd. And the strange thing being, obviously, since Disney have got hold of it, they're saying they released the original cut, not the reshoot cut. So is this going to be part of the MCU? Is this the first introduction of mutants into that? Is this the way they're going to bring them in? Is this just something they're going to release and just go, well, we had it in the vaults anyway, just get it out there, we can worry about it later on? Because it does show a lot of potential for being a particularly good superhero film. They've got effects, they've got powers, they haven't got costumes as such apart from Ileana, of course, but they've actually, rather than just being like 7 guys standing around with shirts on going, look at us, we've got superpowers, what do you do? Well, I kind of run a bit. It's actually got some really decent effects in it. So, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. I'm interested to know what Rain looks like in werewolf form. That'll be very important.
And not goofy like something out of Harry Potter or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like the other thing too is that it looks like they're taking a page out of Marvel's playbook by not just having a superhero movie, but making it a superhero movie that happens to be the heist film,
movie.
blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and for them, they're doing the horror movie, which I think is a very good idea.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'd love to know what was in the re-edited cut that they said, well, we're not going to do that. Was it links to the X-Men movies? Was it links to other stuff? Or is it just like, well, we like the original story better? I don't know. So it's just weird. But yeah, it looks pretty cool.
What do you think, Mike?
I've always been a fan of that team and New Mutants as well, so I'm quite glad they actually got that core team rather than just random New Mutants from all over the franchise and kind of mash them together. So the idea is actually that core group. That's pretty decent.
Mike's muted.
Yep, sounds like it. Well, it doesn't sound like it.
No, he's not muted. It's his microphone.
We can't hear you, Mike.
It's okay. Can you do that switch like you did the last time, where you switch over to the other? Yeah, full contact Scrabble.
Count 7.
Mike, dance.
We can hear. Obviously.
We can make him do.
So that's all good.
Oh god, that's awesome. Do you think Doug Warlock would have made this way too convoluted and too?
I think Doug Ramsey might have got away with it. Warlock might be a bit pushing it a little bit. But I mean, again, if this does well, which it's possible it might do, the idea that he can show up in a sequel would be totally reasonable. Right.
Because, I mean, in the original X-Men movie that they did back in, 2000 now? God, that is old. They played it kind of safe with, and ended it with that joke like, hey, what do you want me to put on? Yellow spandex?
Yes.
But then in the second...
costumes would be nice, yeah.
Right. In the second movie, they automatically came out with Nightcrawler. So, which everybody was kind of primed for, because now, in the first movie, the wackiest they got was Toad and Sabretooth.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think that's the problem. I think back in the 2000s, we were in a situation where the movies were untested and they didn't know exactly how far they could push it. So it was more in like the TV kind of stuff. So like the old Lois and Clark TV series, that kind of thing. We don't want to show them in costume too much. We'll have some stuff in there. I mean, supervillains. We don't have supervillains. We have people that just dress up in regular clothing. We don't want supervillains. That's crazy. But I think by the time they got to a couple of movies, and obviously by the time Marvel actually got their own films out, they realised, costumes help identify and sell the brand. We need them out there. So
right.
Yeah, I'm hoping Ileana gets a full armor costume.
Oh, that'd be badass.
If it goes Darkchild, that'd just be bloody awesome. But I mean,
I don't think they'd probably do that right away, though. Don't you think?
Darkchild would be getting into too much thing. You don't want to do too much for the first movie.
Really cool, but yeah.
Oh, but how cool would it be to have Colossus from the Deadpool franchise come in?
But that's what I mean, because that's the thing. Ileana has got a link to direct link to the X-Men. It's not just where they're kind of nearby. That is, and they've said that the next Deadpool movie is being greenlit by Marvel, and whether or not that means we're including Cable and all that kind of stuff, who knows? Because with that, it could just be, well, we're rebooting Deadpool for Marvel. We don't really know.
I hope not.
So, I mean, the idea, if you put Colossus into that and then you just kind of bring that over, and that's like, well, there you go. You got a couple of X-Men, and then this is also linked to it. Sorry, Jacob, I keep jumping in when you're about to talk.
No worries. You're making good points.
Oh, go ahead, Jacob.
Yeah, go.
I was just saying, if they bring in Colossus, I hope it's the Deadpool Colossus.
Yeah.
That way we get a nice link to the Deadpool film.
Not only that, but he was down to earth. He was fun. He was relatable.
He was the proper Colossus, because Colossus at his core is just a good guy.
Yeah. You'll never be an X-Man like this, Deadpool.
Yeah. Effects-wise, it was pretty decently put together as well. So it wasn't some kind of weird, janky kind of special effects version. He was actually looked pretty good as well. So
my favorite part of that whole thing is when he's in the first movie and Angel Dust gets blasted, and then Mike, you there?
Hey.
Yes.
And we can hear him. Huzzah.
Cool.
So, but my favorite part of that whole thing was when Angel Dust gets blasted, and he's like, "Oh, you're coming undone. I can't." And she's like, "Oh, that's
it's very good, very nice of you. You're such a gentleman."
And then she mollywomps him.
Yeah.
Mike, what did you think of the trailer?
Greatest hits of good '80s horror movies. I think you called out Nightmare on Elm Street, and there were definitely a few other scenes that kind of evoked that. And nostalgia's big. You've already got a guy from Stranger Things in there. So are the Stranger Things kids just all contractually obligated to only appear in nostalgia-laden movies?
Is that the guy playing Cannonball?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
And
I thought I recognised it, but I just could not put place where I was seeing him from. So
one of the other kids from Stranger Things is in the Ghostbusters reboot or
Yeah.
sequel or whatever the fuck it is. So yeah.
Now, here's what
By
we
the
were
way-
talking too. Right before you disappeared, they
Mhm.
what would bring this movie too far and jump the shark? I was saying like Doug Warlock would be way too far, and then Jacob had said Darkchild had been too far. What do you think would go too far? Do you think Cannonball flying around like he does in the comics would be too much?
I'm trying to think. Warlock. When you say Warlock, you mean that
Doug Warlock, the big
Yeah,
the guy that's
The,
infected.
the robotic thing that could never have maintained one shape.
I didn't know they called him Doug Warlock. I just knew he was from Technocracy, and he had a big role in Dan Abnett's Nova back in the day. Yeah,
at some point.
I think as we noted about oh god, like the first X-Men movie, it's like you say, you play it pretty straight, just a bunch of guys hanging out in black leather doing. Well, that sounds bad, doesn't it? But they keep it pretty conventional. In the second movie, hey, here's Nightcrawler. He's purple. He teleports, and it's you kind of ramp things up as you go.
But even that they did, they did it with a shred of intelligence because they brought in the whole Christianity angle, but on top of that, like all the scarring and all that, and the pain he suffered through to get through all that. I mean, that was kind of interesting for him to do that.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, did Rogue fly in the original X-Men? Because Storm obviously did.
No, she didn't.
No, that's what I
Rogue
thought.
only had her power absorption abilities. She did not have the powers of
Yeah,
Miss Marvel.
so flying's not like completely out the door. So, I mean, Cannonball fly. I mean, I'm hoping because again, not being funny, Cannonball's kind of power literally is I'm invulnerable when I fly. So the idea it doesn't fly is going to be like, well, hold on. So I can't see him that being a problem when he flies as such. But I mean, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, it's they keep him pretty grounded. I mean, Angel was so grounded he didn't almost have any screen time other than just dramatically flying out a window at one point. So
That's true, yeah.
So
Yeah. The only animated series where Rogue has ever had her full allotment of powers was the original X-Men animated series.
Oh yeah.
So good.
In all the other X-Men animated series and movies and whatever, she's only had her power absorption.
Oh right, okay.
Okay, well, hey, let's try this new one that Walt mentioned, the Birds of Prey trailer #2 that just dropped like 3 hours ago.
Oh my God, so funny.
I haven't seen this yet.
Can I help you?
Why, yes, you can. I'm here to report a terrible crime.
And what terrible crime is that?
This one. Ah, shit. I told this all wrong. Quick history lesson. This all started when the Joker and I broke up. It was completely mutual. And soon enough, I was back on my feet, ready to embrace the fierce goddess within. It's
I've been that low.
so quiet. Now that I've cut ties with Mr. J, I'm about to learn that a lot of people want me dead. All alone. And at the top of that list is this guy. I'm so peaceful. But it turns out that wasn't the only dame in Gotham looking for emancipation. You fall in love. He's after all of us. The kid just robbed him. You betrayed him. You killed his BFF. What? You are so cool. You never. And you're dumb enough to be building a case against him. So, unless we all want to die very unpleasant death, we're gonna have to work together. Sure. Psychologically speaking, vengeance rarely brings the catharsis we hope for. Yeah. Are we ready? You blow up fuse. Devil cuts loose. So what's the use? Turn it up. Sky kicks in. Devil cuts loose. Blow your fuse. When you fall in love. Oh shit. Is
unit in a bathtub?
Named him Bruce after that hunky Wayne guy.
I really enjoyed that. Now that trailer makes me much more likely to go to a theater and see that with like my wife or something like that. What did you guys think?
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I want to hear from the rest of you guys. Jacob, Aid, what did you guys think?
Give me first.
It's very brave of them to show snorting cocaine in the trailer. It looks amusing. It looks like they're taking some notes from the recent Harley show in the direction they're going. So
I really enjoyed the fact that they had a M79 grenade launcher from Vietnam filled with glitter. That needs to be my next Halloween costume.
The grenade launcher or Harley Quinn?
Yes.
All right. Fair enough. Aid, what do you think?
Yeah.
Aid is unimpressed by this.
Well, again, she's a good Harley Quinn, and I used to buy the Harley Quinn single issues when she had her own series. When oh my god, was it Amanda Connor did it at that point, or was it anyway before the new 52 came out? That was a cool series. I've not picked up anything in the new series because I don't like the reason she's knocked off Deadpool nowadays. That kind of annoys me. The movie Harley Quinn version, I like the movie Harley Quinn version, but this seems to me to be another step backwards into let's not put our heroes in costumes. So it's like we've got 4 costumes, 4 heroes. Oh, we're not going to be in costumes. No, that's crazy. Don't do that. It's like she's just literally just come out of Suicide Squad where everyone's in a costume, and the Justice League's, and it's like why do that? The Black Canary deserves at least something. Renée Montoya should be the question. She just being Renée Montoya is not a particularly great character. When she became the question, that's when she became important. The idea is just like that gave us some kind of reason to be. And as for Huntress, I mean, come on, Huntress has got to have something going on. That's Batman. I mean, even if she's just like a Batman-inspired costume or something, but
and Cassandra Cain.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean,
I agree. They need costumes.
It looks okay for what it is. But it just seems. I mean, Marvel seem to have definitely stepped up our heroes need to have costumes. DC seem to be going again. Oh, don't go down that road because we're going to get the regular Joes to watch it. We need to just make it more comedy. But that's the other weird thing as well is that we had so many complaints about the Joker because everyone's saying, oh, you can't like the Joker because the Joker's insane and kills people. Everyone loves Harley Quinn. She does exactly the same stuff. She murdered people left, right, and centre all the while through. It's like, that's fine. Well, she's just a strong, independent woman. You go, what? It's just crazy. But I mean, as for me, the character's great. But then again, I also have the same problem with Black Canary, with Black Widow in the movies where she's shooting people left, right, and centre. Whereas at least in the comics, she's got widow stings that stun them or something. So just the body count just seems nuts. I mean, a bit enough that in this they at least fighting a crime gang of some sort, so that kind of justifies it. But yeah. It's okay. It's all right. The weird thing being also is that they said they're acknowledging and also ignoring Suicide Squad, what does that mean? So yeah, that's a bit of a puzzle.
It wasn't a very good movie, but did well enough for Harley Quinn spinoff. So they're just kind of,
Yeah, it did well enough to bring her to the spotlight and say, okay, one loves Harley. I mean, crikey, the amount of Harley Quinn cosplayers after that movie hit was astounding. So.
It's there's a smarter person than me who can write, probably a master's thesis or long books about the desire to bring a certain kind of female fan and doing that with certain strong female characters and the characters that actually hit really big with female fans and other fans. I mean, I don't have sales numbers in front of me, and I like Captain Marvel as a character. I really do. I've been reading her stuff, but I mean, they reboot her series. Seems like every 12 to 18 months in an effort to kind of goose up sales. Well, Harley Quinn is arguably maybe the kind of character you don't want anyone to see as a role model, and cosplayers just seem to love her. And as you say, I mean, they kind of write her as Deadpool light now, but her books sell really well. So I don't know. It's a strange marketplace, right?
She's coming up in I think it's Batman 86. I think she's going to be literally Batman's sidekick for a little while for that. So it'd be interesting to see how she's written in that, because there's always been this kind of parallel where this problem where she's had like parallel existences where like her core book is not quite in continuity, and then their appearances other where are, and then sometimes it kind of crosses over. So I don't know. It's just, I mean, I've never really read the new book, but it just seemed to be, crazy. But yeah,
I don't want to. I don't like having these kind of debates, but I look at the way they write Gwenpool sometimes, and I think this is, if we're talking about Harley Quinn being written as a Deadpool light, well, Gwenpool might have a double helping of that, because she also has the breaking the fourth wall every 4 or 5 pages and winking at the reader, and so I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Any other cool new trailers we want to check out while we're doing this trailer reaction video?
I don't remember hearing anything.
Not that I can really think of. No.
I mean, New Mutants was the big one because it's like Marvel actually acknowledged it existed was something quite nice. Disney said, "Oh yeah, we actually do have this in the vaults. We do remember it's here somewhere." So, but yeah,
1917 is coming out, but that's not really a fun trailer to react to, right?
No.
Yeah.
The only other thing I have to say is someone owes Bruce Timm a whole lot of money.
Yeah, I hope they let him keep a piece of that, the way they let Ron Marge keep a piece of Kyle Rayner, where he gets like 5 cents every time they mention Kyle Rayner in another comic or associated media. But it's Harley Quinn might be the most popular character from the last 30 years.
I think she is. Yeah. I was watching Comic Book Men on Amazon Prime a couple of weeks ago, and the first appearance of that in the animated Batman comic is astoundingly expensive. Now it's like $1,300 or something like that. It's absolutely crazy. Because it was a low print book. It was I'll just put this character in here from the animated series. No one's going to give a crap about it. And then all of a sudden she hit big time. Oh my god! So yeah. Yeah,
the animated series didn't sell all that well at first. Even like Justice League Unlimited. I think it only ran for a couple of years and they canceled it. I mean, it was a fun book, and if you like the cartoons, it was a great way to get some more of that flavor. But yeah.
Hey, did you guys see that they're doing Lock and Key from Netflix?
I did see that. What did you think about that?
The trailer was kind of interesting.
Do you want to see the trailer?
That's up to you.
Well, we're here. It's a visual medium, so
Hit it.
Also, just about a point of interest. Apparently, according to the TV show that I saw this morning, they are filming some of the Batman new movie in London at this current point in time.
Really?
They're Gotham TV, and Gotham Police Department vehicles down one of the roads in London at the moment. So I don't know exactly what they're doing here, but that's apparently what's going on.
I think that would be a crazy expensive place to do business, but maybe Warner Brothers can afford it. Okay.
We've got Brexit to pay for, don't forget. We need the cash.
Fair enough. I really wish they would do a Batman 66 movie. That's what they're doing with Robert Pattinson. Oh, that'd be great. All right, here we go. Lock and Key from Netflix.
Yeah, this is from an IDW comic.
We're here.
Welcome to Key House.
I could never get your father to talk about his life here. My kids need a home.
Does it have to be this home?
Hello? Are you my echo?
Yes. Key house is filled with amazing keys. Listen for them. They whisper.
You heard that?
Yes, use the one with the skull first.
That's right. Like, don't press the red button.
Bodhi? Holy crap. How is any of this possible?
This isn't a game. We don't know what these keys unlock.
You woke me up. You have no idea what's coming.
There is a crazy evil thing who wants these keys.
Just the visuals alone are just absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
They're weapons.
These keys, they're our legacy. There's something that connects us with Dad.
The past is always with us. You can try it on away. It's always there. Whatever you think you understand about those keys, you don't.
Yeah.
That looks fun.
Yeah, the comics were neat.
Very Lemony Snicket, Umbrella Academy vibe to it, hasn't it? So
Yeah.
it could be pretty damn good. I've never seen the comics. I think after Umbrella Academy, Netflix realised, crap, there's actually some gold in them now heels. We need to get these on the TV as soon as possible. So, yeah, I think snapping up those is a good idea. But it looks pretty decent, yeah.
Yeah, IDW puts that out.
Yeah. I remember, so I've seen it in passing, but I had no idea what it's about or anything. But yeah, that looked pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I'll probably check that out. It's on Netflix. I have no reason not to.
Yeah.
Hey, anyone here watching The Mandalorian besides Walt and I?
Yes.
No, not got it. No.
Yep, I watched it.
All right, what do you think?
So much fun. So much fun.
Have you guys seen the art of Baby Yoda in a Mandalorian armor?
Yes.
Yes.
That's fantastic. Yeah. I felt bad for the artist because 5 minutes later, one of those T-shirt rip-off places immediately, immediately like photoshopped out just that image, not the background or anything. Put it right on a T-shirt. And it's like, hey, we have the best T-shirts ever. Of course, you're stealing the fucking art, you jerk.
Of course you do.
That's impressive. Jeez, man. They must be scouring the internet for that kind of stuff. It's like, okay, there's a Baby Yoda thing coming soon. We've got to be on there when it hits.
I feel bad that you guys don't have it yet. That's kind of weird that they wouldn't put it out in your country.
Yeah, no, Disney Plus. Yeah, I don't even know when it's due. I don't even know. February, March, I think, at the earliest. And again, because we've had the issues with them removing content from the American series or Red service already. So whether or not we get like the full stuff you got and then they remove it, or whether or not we get the substant, nobody knows.
Can I just for a second thank you as a representative of your country for the BBC version of Dracula right now?
Oh, right.
Oh my God!
Man, I started that yesterday, and it is so amazing.
How many episodes are you into it?
Just one. Don't go.
Okay.
I'm watching it with my wife, but I got to go into work early tonight, so I can't watch another episode.
Trust me, I'm in the middle of episode 1.
Oh my God! And when you get to the ending of episode, because they're long, they're like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
When you get to the end of episode 1, it's like
They're written by the same people who did Sherlock, so it's got some thing. And Mike Gatiss is Doctor Who writer as well, so it's that kind of thing. But yeah, it's not bad. Let's just say the third episode is controversial.
Really?
Caused talks after the end. Yeah. So
I was reading Sean Isaac's Twitter, and he said the same thing about that episode. Yeah. So this is a strange IG-11 tribute video playing Strummy Strummy La La Coffee House music over scenes of this assassin droid.
Okay,
oh my God!
So you've seen the man. So whoever's seen the man, why is he IG-11 and why is he not IG-88?
Because they didn't want to use IG-88. They wanted to use a droid that they could do anything with, so that they didn't have to worry about continuity.
Just different designations for the same type of droid.
Yeah.
He is an IG assassin droid.
Gotcha.
But he is model 11.
Yeah, number 11. So somebody probably got him on a discount. You know, one of the probably at a dollar store.
This is the best part right here, I think, of the whole episode.
Again, it's the amount of money they must have sunk into this just to have that much stormtrooper armor.
Here's the great thing.
They didn't have that armor. They had to get cosplayers to help them.
You're joking?
No. They ran out of money. They did not have the money for the stormtrooper armor, so they put out the call, and the 501st Legion said, "Yes, we'll come. We'll show up. We'll bring our armor."
That's weird, but yeah, I mean, they look good.
But now, I mean, just think about it. That whole fan base is now immortalized in this episode as part of Star Wars.
I mean, it's not going to be one part of the actual episode of Mandalorian. So, okay, we need you guys. Yeah.
I gotta tell you, this is the best Star Wars content I've seen since
The originals.
Yeah, I like this better than Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, so do I.
There's no Ewoks in it. How can you possibly like Return of the Jedi?
I wish I could say my argument was stronger than that. But I will argue that the ending of Jedi was kind of muddled, and it took what could have been a really strong story and kind of fucked it up, for lack of a better phrase. But yeah, I thought this was fantastic. I'm kind of dreading season 2, but
the thing is, it looks grounded. It looks like they haven't flashed to it. It doesn't look like a Saturday evening or Buffy the Vampire Slayer kind of glossy show. It looks gritty. It looks.
This looks like porn with Pedro Pascal's face.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I mean, that's crazy. How often he's digitized underneath. That'd be just madness.
No, he's not that way in the show. I don't know what they did in this video. But, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's nice that you don't have a ton of CGI in this.
Yeah, it's very much a space western. It reminds me of watching episodes of Ponderosa with my dad back when I was a kid.
And that is Gina Carano, isn't it?
Yeah, that is Gina Carano. Yeah,
playing just a badass.
She's the person I voted to be Wonder Woman when they announced Wonder Woman was going to come out. She would have been the Wonder Woman I wanted. So
now there's a whole campaign going on that they would love to see her play She-Hulk.
Oh, that would be walking as well. Yeah, I would be up for that. That would actually get me to watch She-Hulk. I love She-Hulk so much, and I'm so nervous they're going to do what they tried to do in the 80s when it was Bridget Nielsen. It's like, oh my god, they don't do that. Come on. Yeah.
I think Marvel Phase 8 or whatever we're going into now is probably going to turf it. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but they're coming off a big high with wrapping up the Avengers, and I just don't. This is where franchises fall down.
Yeah.
Finished the first cycle, took us 10 years, and I don't know.
Either that or let it breathe a little, back off a little bit. What's that?
There is that. Yeah, they're saying that's what happened to Star Wars. The fatigue of having a new Star Wars film every year is just like people just go, oh my god, another one.
You want that though, that hunger, so that later on, somebody goes, hey, remember like 5-6 years ago when we would all go to Avengers movie every year, and then it ended with Endgame, and we were riding a high. Whatever happened to that? And boom, that's when the first trailer hits. I mean, that's servicing your fan base. You get them all like, hey man, you got any more damn Mandalorian episodes? Yeah, and then hit it. Make them wait for a little bit, and then hit it, and hit it hard. I mean,
yeah, I don't know how long it's going to be. I assume it's going to be at least a while before Mandalorian hits season 2.
Yeah, next November.
Season 2 has already been announced.
Marvel series Phase 4 does seem to be very scattergun. Does seem to be like, okay, just shoot as many ideas into the wall as possible. Whatever one sticks, that's where we're going to branch off to. I think, Humans, okay, Shang-Chi, okay, we can. Shang-Chi, I think, should be brilliant. I mean, I'm hoping it's going to be really, really, really good because, again, another one of the characters I really like. But I love to know what I said. Inhumans, it's not Inhumans, it's an Eternals, isn't it?
Yeah,
Eternals. I've no idea because they're not even characters that are kind of like around much nowadays. So it's not as though they've popped up here and there and everywhere. And they kind of, at least the Inhumans kind of had like some continuity, and they pop up in the Fantastic Four every so often over the last 30 years.
Yeah, Neil Gaiman wrote an Eternals miniseries like 10 years ago, and it was pretty cool. And they did nothing with them after that.
That's what I thought.
So it's one of those cool Kirby ideas that's just kicking around out there, like Captain Victory. And if you're a fan, you know about it, and everyone else doesn't. So, speaking of cool stuff, have you guys seen all these metal covers of Toss a Coin to Your Witcher?
You would think after the first one, that would be okay. Someone's done a metal version, but everyone else seems to have to do their own metal version.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and stop that. But there's like 20 of those on YouTube right now.
I think it would be awesome if somebody would put together a video where they did like a few seconds of each one of these covers. These metal covers, and after every one, just having Geralt look at to the side and go, fuck off.
Personally, I'm a fan of Diggy Diggy Hole.
Is that because that one sounded very different to me?
Have you not seen Diggy Diggy Hole?
I hear words coming out of your mouth.
Yeah, that's just like, have you not seen Script Blah Blah? Oh no, of course.
No, don't do it.
I don't know what that is. That sounds very confusing.
Okay.
Should I look this up later?
Diggy Diggy Hole is a song about dwarves that is based on Minecraft. And then, like 2 years ago, a folk metal band called Iron Rose, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Put out their own version of Diggy Diggy Hole, and it is amazing.
Okay, that's not good. I love
Really?
my folk metal. I do. It's quite a thing, but I do actually like folk metal. So
Yeah, this Windrose, that's it.
Sounds like video game music.
Yeah, you'll want to pump this up.
Oh, this is gonna get weird.
Oh, there's a bagpipe.
Are these dwarves Scottish as well?
All dwarves are Scottish. It's a new rule.
this is perfect.
Wow.
Your napalm record label as well. That's interesting.
I hope those weapons weren't real.
Brothers of the Irish oil. Sing, sing, sing. Raise a bigger, raise a boy. Sing, sing, sing with me. Down and down into the deep. Who the sun will climb beneath. Diamonds, rubies, gold and more. Hidden in the mountain store.
It's pretty interesting that the dwarves are using an auto hammer in that forge.
They're modern.
They're very modern.
Trust me, when you get a chance, watch that whole thing, listen to it. It's an amazing song, and it'll be running through your head for days.
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. The video was 5 minutes long, so I figured I should probably.
Yeah, I know we wanted to keep this one short, but
okay, that's cool. I'm already on Amazon to see if they've got a CD out. So
they do, and all of their songs are about dwarves.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Tolkien dwarves. Yeah.
That sounds just up my alley. That's very cool.
Do you have a thing for dwarves, David?
I do like dwarves, but say my favorite band is a band called Skyclad, which is folk metal. So it's like that's just perfect.
Right
Lots
on.
of violins and metal going on. It's pretty It's like
Well, glad I could help you find a new band.
That's very cool.
Hey, I was looking around. Dwarves are Scottish in fantasy movies, and that makes no sense at all, but they are. And I was thinking, Bill Burr, who is a comedian from Boston, was in Mandalorian, playing a former Imperial soldier, and he's got his Boston accent, which presupposes the existence of Space Boston. Which
wouldn't that be Corellia?
I'd say Corellia was always America to me, because that's where Han Solo came from. So that was my assumption,
I guess that could be. So if I ever make a fantasy movie, I'm going to give them all American accents, and like dwarves can be from, I don't know, Philadelphia or something. And
Just remember, though, the bad guys always have to be British, don't they?
Sorry? Well, bad guy, yeah.
Corellia
was American, and Coruscant was Britain. That's the way I always saw it.
Huh. Well, how about we make the orcs be like Canadian or something? Very, very polite, but orcs.
Polite orcs. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I guess that would mean the goblins are from Saskatchewan. I don't know. We'll workshop it. We'll figure it out later. It's
right on.
Speaking of bad RPG stuff, not that that's a good segue, but Fantasy Flight Games laying off 100 dudes who were previously working on the Star Wars RPG license.
Yeah, but that was digital, from what I understand.
Terrible.
Well, Fantasy Flight Digital was Interactive was going down, and then they were also. It didn't say they're giving up the license, but apparently they're going to move to more of a freelancer model and no paid staffers writing on those books anymore.
Well, they have guys like James Spahn, who's doing a lot of work for them right now, and I believe he does freelance for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Fantasy Flight Interactive is the Lord of the Rings card game they brought out a couple months ago. Their first release, and their only release, but apparently they're still going to update that and carry on with that. So obviously, someone in the background is going to be, twisting the cogs and stuff. So there's definitely something going on. But I think freelancer seems to be the way they're going to go with that core group. Just allocate jobs to people. So
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, you would think if there's one license in all of gaming that would be a printing press for money, it would be Star Wars, but apparently not anymore. So anyway,
usually Star Wars does very well as an RPG. WEG had it for a long time. Then WotC had it, and they carried it around for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just don't think it makes the kind of profits that maybe the corporate, FFG is owned by an equity firm these days, and they want to see kind of a high ROI, and maybe it's just not, maybe it's like what happened to the Marvel license. Well, I mean, they still have the license, but
Well, their release said that the role-playing game side of things wasn't bringing them as much money as the board game side of things.
Well, yeah, I can tell you why. I mean,
but did the license cost them an absolute fortune to pay out in the first place? That might have been something to do with it. You play with the big boys. You got to spend some cash, didn't you? And you know. And again, and the other thing that I mean, I've got the core books of two of the systems, and them little special dice. I mean, some people love the special dice, some people hate the special dice. As soon as you say, "Oh, you need to buy a special dice," yeah, that will steer people away from it straight away. Even if you like Star Wars, you just go back to Saga or West End Games. So,
don't they have an app for it too?
They did have at one point, yeah.
Yeah,
it's not a bad system. It's just special dice.
I think really the way to go for the future, if I had the Star Wars license, I would do it rules light. I would sell it in fucking Walmart and Target, and pitch it as something grandparents want to buy for their kids for Christmas. And that would piss off all the Star Wars fans and all the grognards like a crunch your game. But I think that's where successful RPGs need to go.
There is a unlicensed 5th edition Star Wars game that is on Reddit using the 5th edition D&D rules.
As well as they have you can download 2 of the books, and then the rest of the books are all like
GM binder.
Well, yeah, it's in a what do you call it? It's in a framework, like a wiki framework on the website.
Oh wow, that's they have their own Reddit with their own files. You can let me just put that into a banner.
I'm sure you could fate it, or you could whatever if you really wanted to do it. I mean,
you could write a rules-like game with a cheesy ass name like Pew 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 and have your friends do art for it.
Only an insane person would do that. Only a madman would even consider doing that.
Did you guys see that that Fantasy Flight did kind of like a resurgence of the West End Games version by releasing they released so it's a source book and rule book in one bundle. But now what guys are doing is they're going to, because a lot of these files were kept on a website at one point where you could download all the books, kind of like Classic Marvel Forever. And then I guess Fantasy Flight came along and was like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So
like we have to get it back in print.
But some of these guys that have these files floating around have gone and the 3 essential books that they feel are just key for that first edition feel was the source book, the main rule book, and then the companion. So now people are going out buying the official dust cover jacket version of the 2 books, and then they're going out and getting one printed from those files that they have. I think FFG really has a hit on their hands with that nostalgia for getting those books, much like D&D did with the first edition rule books that they put out on drive-through so that you could order them.
Facsimile editions of old comics sell really well, and some months they outsell new comics. I mean, nostalgia is a big deal. If I was a publisher, I would get my whole back catalog and get it available for sale in PDF or print because people love the old games.
Yeah, I say I've literally managed to reduce my comics bill by anything between $1.25, and the rest of the money I'm spending on that, I'm now picking up the Marvel Epic collections instead.
Right,
doing that. And if I could own an entire run of Avengers or entire run of Spider-Man, or if I can own everything, that'd be fantastic. So go, that 1963 issue, I've got that back here. So that'd be really cool. So, but that's what I'm doing now, because it just seems to be. I know I'm going to enjoy it probably more, and I don't have to worry too much about continuity and stuff because it's all kind of happened before. So.
Yeah, the because of space issue. There's no way I'd be able to do that because I only have so much room on my bookshelves. So I cheat. I spend the $5.99 a month for Marvel Unlimited and get to read whenever I want.
Yeah, I don't have the space. That'd be crazy. I don't have the space to do it. That's something to be piled up in. But that's the plan.
Right on.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, I meant for this to be a short podcast, and we've been talking for kind of a while now. So
that's because we like each other.
This is fair enough. Yeah. I need to get back to people I like a lot less and do my day job. So
that's fair. I need you to do that too.
Yeah. To all our listeners and viewers, thanks for checking us out. And this is probably not going to go audio because it's a trailer reaction video, and you can't really do that on iTunes, can you? So.
Well, you could do an overlay like guy is running. Lady from Game of Thrones, her ears are growing.
Glitter shooting out of
the grenade launcher. Cool.
All right. Any closing thoughts before we wrap it up?
Please support the Patreon.
And Mike needs to dance more when he comes on. That way we know when we can't hear him.
All right. Sounds good. And we will catch you all next time on the BAMF podcast. And here is the awkward moment.